Today's episode is brought to you by SmugMug, which I use to back up all my photos automatically when I'm on the road, showcase my online portfolio to the world, run my website, and sell prints to customers. SmugMug has better terms and rates than iCloud, Google, or Amazon, and there's a free 2-week trial at smugmug.com. Give it a try. Hey, it's Jefferson Graham. I recently returned from Japan where I filmed several episodes of the PhotowalksTV series, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about photographing in Japan, photographing the Japanese people, and I'd like to pass on 21 things that I learned while I was in Japan, starting with number 1, which is be early, please. The crowds are all over the place. COVID is done. People are exploring Japan again. The earlier you can get out there, the more likely you are to be able to see the sights for yourself without all these people in front of your objects. Flip side of that is that when you're stuck in the crowd, go for it. Enjoy it. Walk your camera directly into them. See the vastness of the army in your shot. Now, this is really easy to do with a smartphone. You can hold the chest level right up here while you're walking, pick up the crowd without them knowing that you're getting them, or at least not being awkward and shoving it in their face. It's a pretty cool shot. I would place my camera at the 0.5 ultra wide angle setting to get the vastness of the army. Additionally, one great save when you're in the crowd is to really go for it and take pictures of the people being crazy and silly. Really easy to do. They really love to pose in front of the big icons, whether that be at Osaka Castle, whether that be the big 5-way crossway known as the Shibuya Square. You can have a lot of fun taking pictures of locals being silly. Okay, so you don't want to be around the crowds. One great way to deal with that is to just go into a side street. It'll be amazing to you how the main streets are so crowded, but the side streets are not, and frankly, I got some of my best shots on the side streets. One big thing I have about travel photography is that it's great to take photographs of buildings and settings and landscapes, but I love the people. I love faces. I love expressions. I love seeing people's eyes. And it's really easy thing to do even if you don't know the language, to walk up to somebody and say, pose, hold the camera up. Even if you hold the camera up, they'll know exactly what you're saying, even if they don't understand the word pose. If they don't want to pose, they'll go like this. But most people are going to go like this and say sure, and you'll get some of your best pictures. Pro tip, keep on photographing afterwards, because once they start to relax, you'll get an even better shot.
You watching the PhotowalksTV?
Japan looks really great from up above. I wouldn't recommend bringing my drone because there are all sorts of rules and international customs and language that could throw you off, and if you crash, you won't be happy. But there are all these great skyscrapers that let you go to the top and photograph from up there. It doesn't cost much. I paid like 1,500 yen to go to the top of these buildings in Osaka. In Tokyo, I went to the top of the department store that was right in the heart of Shibuya Square, and it was really easy to go up there. They didn't charge me a cent. All they did is took the elevator up there, and it was a great view. So I would highly recommend these views that are easy to figure out. Finding these huge buildings is not hard. I will note them in the descriptions below. One caveat is that several of the buildings, once you go up there, will put you behind glass. And if you photograph at nighttime, your reflection will be in the glass. So I recommend taking your phone and just sticking it right in front of the glass as close as you can get, basically placing it on the glass, and that does a pretty good trick for eliminating the reflections. Also know that nighttime is the best time to shoot the overhead shot. Seeing the city all lit up and all the buildings, it looks really cool. Look at night and day, I think you'll see. Cherry blossom season is really quick. It seems to come and go in just a few days. So if you happen to be there in the spring and they're blooming, go for it. Don't put it off. I love roaming the streets and reading the signs. Many of them are in English, even though we're in Japan, and many people there, most that I encountered anyway, don't speak English. But they have fun with the English language, and sometimes they kind of crack you up, like the sale signs that say more price down and things like that. When you go on the subway, on the train, and you will, the front car will give you the best shot of the local area. You can see right through the window. Don't go in the back cars, go in the front car, and you'll get a really good shot, whether that be video or photo. The bridges are a lot of fun to photograph. They're beautiful, they're iconic, and you're going to have to do some walking when you get there. You could be looking at a bridge this way, and the sun is shining this way, so that if you're over here, it's kind of foggy, it's kind of dull. You want to move to the right side. You want to have the sun beating down on the bridge, bringing out the best colors, and sometimes you'll just have to walk further and further and further until you can get it in your lens to have it look really cool. If you don't have that opportunity and you're just too close to the bridge to be able to pick the whole thing into your shot, I recommend standing right underneath, going on ultra wide angle, 0.5 on your phone, and just looking up. It's a pretty impressive shot. Japan comes alive at night, as I mentioned, for the overhead shot. Colors are wonderful, the street lights are wonderful, and be sure to take lots of pictures in the nighttime as well as the day. Speaking of the night, Japan is fantastic when it rains. I mean, when it rains, I'm a happy guy. You know, it used to be in the old days, we'd be worried about our camera. Now we have water-resistant cameras. Our phones are water-resistant. You can just run into the rain. You can hold the phone up and let it pour down on it. You can, so many things that you can do. The best part is either during the rain or right after the rain, the streets get splashed with color because the neon signs come on, and the reflection from the rain on the street is beautiful. Some of my favorite photos were taken either during the rain or right after the rain. Shrines. Historic shrines are everywhere in Japan, and you're going to want to get a great shot without the huge crowds there, right? Well, one other way to handle this is with patience. If you're just willing to stand there for 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 30, eventually, they're going to leave. And you're going to get that split second where there's nobody in your shot. So just be ready, and be ready to pounce, and have your finger on the shutter, and I think you'll get a pretty cool shot. I have another save on the large crowd shot. Apple iPhones have a unique feature called Live Photos. It started as a gimmick, a way to add 3 seconds of video to your photo, which is fun. There's also a tool in there called Long Exposure. You can take a picture, go into the menu at the top of the screen, and you'll have Loop and Bounce, which are 2 video features, and then there's Long Exposure. I usually use Long Exposure for shots of water, seeing water flowing, and it's really beautiful. Sometimes when you take a nighttime shot in Live Photos in a city, you can make people disappear. You can make cars disappear. It's a pretty fun thing to do. It's hit and miss. You never know if it's going to work or not, but it's all digital. You're not paying anything for extra memory at this point, so have fun. Food photography. If you want a fun shot of sushi, and I know you do, there's many ways of doing it. Look for a restaurant with a conveyor belt. There are several of these sushi conveyor belt restaurants where they just fly in front of your face, and you'll get your order plus everybody else's order without bugging them, and all the food is going to be flying in front of you. So it's a really good thing to do. Be sure to check that out. Street food. Japan is known for its food, but you don't really see a lot of people walking down the street eating. You will, however, in Kobe's Chinatown and in other Chinatowns, and in Osaka, which is considered the street food capital of the country. Here, there's no place to sit. There's stalls selling food everywhere, and people have no choice but to stand and eat their food, and often share their little basket of food together, as you can see in this photo I did in Chinatown. It's a lot of fun. You could get pictures of people eating that way. Another fun food shot is to watch the cook making it. Many restaurants, many stores will have put their cooks into glass booths, and you can watch them making their Japanese fare. You can, in Osaka, they let you watch them making the cheesecake. All sorts of different things, and it's a fun shot to get, particularly in Chinatown. Chinatown was easy because the lines are so long, you can't get in there to see them making the food, but you can do it from outside. And again, reflections, put your phone right to the window. Okay, time lapses and slow motion. Boy, do I love making those at any time, particularly in Japan, where once the train lets out, you have these masses of people just walking in mass. And they are a lot of fun to do in slow motion and a lot of fun to do in a time lapse. The flip side of slow motion, where they're flying across the streets. Really easy to do for time lapse. You will need to have your camera on a tripod, and just all you have to do is open up the time-lapse app and just press record, let it go for 10 to 15 minutes at least. For slow motion, you don't have to have a tripod. For time-lapse, you do, because you can't hold the camera steady for 10 to 15 minutes. Slow motion, you can, but you're not going to go for 10 to 15 minutes. You're probably going to go for 10 to 20 seconds, and you'll get a great shot. And because it's so slow, you won't capture the camera movement. Finally, if you really want to have fun and you're in Tokyo, can you beat the 45-second mad dash across the street known as Shibuya Square? This is so much fun. Even if you don't photograph it, it's fun to dash from one side to the next, making sure that you don't get run over. The enthusiasm of everybody making the cross is infectious. And again, there's that department store right at the top in Shibuya Square, which is a great spot to go up to, or the Starbucks, which is on the second story looking down. I know you'll have a lot of fun. It was an adventure of a lifetime for me, photographing in Japan. I learned a lot. I hope some of these lessons that I learned help you on your next trip to Japan. I'm Jefferson Graham. You've been watching PhotowalksTV. Please stay tuned for more travel tips and tricks. Please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, please check out my newsletter, jeffersongraham.substack.com. Stay tuned for more PhotoWalks episodes. We have plenty from Japan and elsewhere, and I'll see you guys on the next Photo Walk.